You are a part of the Ace and TJ radio family.
Go.
This is launch control.
Let's synchronize, shall we?
Ready. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go!
Live from the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Good morning. Good morning. It's too cold to be working today, especially out in these elements that we're having to be. It's 15 degrees where we are. 15. You hear me?
What's wild to me, though, is that Riggins posted this thing earlier on our Twitter, at the Ace TJ Show on Twitter, and people are checking in from who listen all over the country with, like, Adger, Alabama, between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. It's 9 degrees. Sunset Beach, North Carolina, 27. Kirk in Tulsa, Oklahoma, listening on our app, says it's 16 degrees. It's cold everywhere, but it's fun to see people listening all over the place, all over the country, checking in with what it's like wherever they are.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near what we're having to go through here in North Carolina.
Yeah, they're all lying.
I don't care what's going on. I mean, those people in Buffalo whining.
It's 8
People in Nebraska, it's below zero and stuff like that. They don't know what it's really like. It's 15 here.
Yeah. Our former intern Michael's in Virginia. It's 8 degrees where he is. Feels like -1.
I bet.
We didn't sign up for this. Alabama didn't sign up for this.
Nobody's got it like we've got it, though.
It's way worse here, and especially, like I said, being out in the elements right now, having to do this. You think those power company people out there working on the lines and stuff have it hard? Try to do a radio show when there's just one wall between you and the cold.
Yeah.
It's awful.
You got an exterior
There's
wall.
just one brick wall between us and the cold out there.
Tech D Rob just walked in, looked like Back to the Future scientist. He's like, I was hot.
Yeah.
You were hot. It's 15 degrees.
Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
Okay, so this is kind of a story that's developing. The owner of the Indianapolis Colts,
Jim Irsay?
Jim Irsay,
Yeah.
was found unresponsive in December. They think maybe a drug overdose. So what is that guy? I mean, that guy's got a ton of money, I'm assuming, and still messing around with that, with the drugs, allegedly. I don't know.
Wait, he didn't die, though, did he?
No, they revived him with Narcan.
Yeah, okay.
And they found him with a weak pulse and constricted pupils, and these documents that were released from the cops kind of shed some light on what that was. Was he suspected to be a drug user for years? Has that been widely known?
I know at one point I think he was suspected to be a heavy drinker, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know how it is, but he's had a very he's led a very colorful life, is what I understand.
See, the way things are now, trendy whatevers, I immediately assumed Ozempic. But I was wrong.
Oh, Dion Ozempic? I bet it could
Yeah, I had to
happen.
look and see if he was skinny. Yeah, maybe looking like that Bob Loves Abishola.
James Earl Jones is trending this morning, and I thought, oh, this is it. But no, 93rd birthday today.
Okay.
Oh,
Happy birthday, James Earl Jones. Still kicking. He doesn't do the voice of Darth Vader anymore.
No.
He's retired from that. But Disney uses AI to recreate his voice as Darth Vader, which is really creative. So he will live on forever, probably.
Well, also Field of Dreams.
Yeah. I mean, he's been amazing.
They played the baseball.
Yeah.
He gives just a speech that,
Yeah, he's
amazing.
Rob, tell these people what James Earl Jones' most important role was.
He was Mufasa.
Exactly. He was Mufasa in The Lion King.
I apologize. Best known for his role as Mufasa from Lion King.
May he rest in peace.
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And then Gypsy Rose Blanchard is getting, she's the woman that's been released after 10 years in prison, or 8 years in prison because her boyfriend murdered her mother. She's getting a wave of hate from supporters of her ex-boyfriend who's still in jail for actually committing the murder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she said it's very unfair, and I agree. And also, who is on social media like a big fan of the ex-boyfriend? What what is that? What are you that bored that you have to start Facebook pages in support of this guy?
Yeah,
you're weird.
It's the hot thing, and you need to get some attention.
Is that what it is?
It's got to be something like that. Because what are you doing? Shut up.
Or they just get so into the story and then they think, well, why? They may think that he needs to be in prison for a long time, but she does too. Like they think it's not fair that she got out early when it was her idea and all of that,
She pressured him into doing it.
Honestly. And then Coachella is one of the top trending topics. They just announced the headliners for the April festival: Doja Cat, Tyler the Creator, Lana Del Rey, plus No Doubt. So a lot of people are excited for this year's Coachella. They've just revealed the hottest dating app in the world, and it is not what you would expect. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
Miss part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. Those Christmas bills are coming due, and that's why our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies is here to help you with an equity line of credit.
That's right. That way you don't have to refinance your first mortgage and get all the equity that you want out of your house. Isn't that right, Ace?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what I just did. I had such a good rate, I didn't want to refinance, but Richard helped me take money out of the equity to kind of get myself through the holidays and get set up for the first of the year. You can do it too. It's very easy. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. That's homewithrichard.com.
Hi, I'm Thomas Davis, and let me tell you why I'm a proud member of Team Neogenics.
If your nagging pain is keeping you from being active, do something about it. Join the long list of pros and average Joes who have found relief with our stem cell and regenerative therapies.
After trying all the others, I decided to try Neogenics. My knees and shoulders haven't felt this good since my college days. If you want to get back in the game, do what I did. Visit Neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
It's more than just a great room that makes the Hyatt-centric South Park Charlotte such a special hotel. It's the great restaurants, the great bar, the great meeting rooms, and a superior location. Make reservations and get details at acetj.com/Hyatt.
Miss any part of today's show? Catch up anytime on the Ace and TJ Family app or wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Excuse me.
So loud. So gross, too. A big announcement coming on Monday. How would $10,000 change your life?
10 G's.
10
10K.
big one. 10 fat ones. 10 stacks.
One person gets $10,000. Stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks.
I can't
Worth
win.
of toilet paper.
There's a twist. No. How would $10,000 change your life? More details coming on Monday. That's very exciting.
Yeah, full exclusive, all the details, everything you need to know, how to enter. You can start entering on Monday. We're good to go starting Monday morning on the Ace and TJ show.
I don't remember how many years it was ago. There was this audio of a woman checking her LinkedIn inbox, and there was a voice message from a guy, and he's basically flirting with her. He found her on LinkedIn, made the connection. She thought it was like a network connection, and he turns out he just liked her picture and tried to flirt with her. And if you remember, he was just so corny, and he's going, "Hello, Candace. How are you doing? It's nice to finally meet you."
Jimmy from
This is
That's what it
Jimmy from LinkedIn.
That's what it was. Jimmy from LinkedIn.
We're going to learn from each other.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And, we're going to see how things go. And she... The audio's great. If you can go find it, I'm sure it's up on the internet somewhere.
You want to hear a piece of it?
Do you have it?
Yeah, I think I've got it here. Let's see.
And good morning. How have you been? Hey, Candace, this is me. This quick. voice message call was to say thank you so kindly. I really appreciate it that you have accepted me here on the LinkedIn platform. What we will do is learn from each other. I appreciate your kindness. Jimmy from LinkedIn.
It's so weird. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn from each other.
Learn from each other?
I bet we're not. I mean, you just made the creepiest opening on a LinkedIn platform.
But I am going to bring back thank you so kindly.
Thank you so kindly.
Yeah, thank you kindly.
Jimmy from
I'm going to bring that back.
Hello, Candace. How are you doing? Not well. But it turns out Jimmy from LinkedIn was ahead of the curve. A new survey finds people are turning to LinkedIn to find dates. Google searches for how to meet people for dating up a whopping 200% since 2021. 500 single adults between the ages of 20 and 40 found 52% of participants, 52% are using LinkedIn to make connections with the exclusive purposes of dating. 52% between the ages of 20 and 40. So Jimmy from LinkedIn was not a creep at all. He was just ahead of the curve.
Well, that doesn't mean he's not a creep.
Well, fair. What little thing do single people have to do to find true love? As a person in a relationship or a person with a lot of experience dating, what is a major change a lot of these single people, we see it on TikTok, we see it on social media all the time. What am I doing wrong? Successful people, great jobs, got a whole life, but they're still single. What are they doing wrong? What one little thing do you think you could offer the single people of the Ace and TJ radio family to help them find true love? I'm a single person. I will take advice. At the Ace TJ Show, I'm curious what you have to say. We'll get your answers next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ Show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
When it's time for you to upgrade any of the furniture in your house, the first thing you need to do is check out Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. You're going to love the people that run Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Go to acetj.com/mattress and find them. When it comes to buying or selling a house, you know, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team. If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to BradhamBrothers.com.
Available when you want, how you want, on the Ace and TJ family app. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Go check out that Ace and TJ store. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home to visit our store. Just go to acetj.com/store. And we've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, the Ace and TJ hot sauces.
Bobbleheads coming soon.
Is that right? Do you know something I don't know?
I was going to say, what?
Rob's been pushing for bobbleheads for a long time. acetj.com/store. We'd love to have your support and have you rocking Ace and TJ merch. That'd be dope. So what little thing do single people have to do to find true love? We see it on TikTok every single day. It's more women than men, but complaining like, what am I doing wrong? I'm in my 30s. I have a great job. I've got, maybe a house. I've got a great family, a dog. I'm not horrible looking, like I'm decent looking. I got it all together on the surface, but yet I'm still single. What am I doing wrong? And I don't know that anybody has a great answer for those people, but that's what I'm looking for. If you're in a relationship, what is the one little piece of advice you think could help people who are single, like myself? I'm single. What is it? And if you guys have great advice for single people, I'd love to hear it.
I do.
Okay.
Hold out for someone who is absolutely perfect looking.
Perfect looking.
I mean, don't.
How was that?
Don't negotiate on the looks in the looks department. Make them look exactly the way you want them to look. Either that or pick someone uglier than you, then you can control them for life.
Ooh. Now,
But everything is about looks. Don't make the mistake of thinking that it's not when you're looking for somebody.
Find somebody who's perfect or way uglier than you so you can control them.
Yeah.
Which one did you do?
I control my wife.
He's way uglier than me. That's terrible advice. I don't like that advice at all. Aaron said, show up understanding you aren't perfect either, so you give yourself the chance to know the person instead of writing them off based on surface level reactions.
No, surface level reactions every time.
And there's no way somebody can tell TJ he's not perfect.
That's a big thing. I think especially with women, they built it up to the point where, and if you see all these things about dating and all that, they think the guy's got to be absolutely 100% perfect.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. You're not perfect. He's not perfect. Same thing goes with the guy. You know, like TJ always points out, though, good point, that you've always got to realize, hey, you're not the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, like he's talked before about, you know, some guys are, she's gonna have to be a 9 or 10 before I go out with her, and you look like a, you know.
Yeah, it's a troll.
Stick in the mud.
Who looks at a nice woman and says, man, she's fat.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you look like a troll. What are you talking about? Yeah. She's too good for you.
I mean, it's real easy. You can.
You don't want a supermodel. You're not getting that.
What makes you happy? If somebody makes you happy, okay, let's start there. That's number one. If you have a good time together and you're happy, sure, you've got room to improve. They've got room to improve. Maybe you can improve together. But just start with just trying to be happy with people.
But only good-looking people will make you happy.
That's a possibility.
and no dogs. They can't have a dog.
Yeah, that's Rob's personal advice. Make sure she doesn't have dog. Well, in all fairness, she had a dog.
Yeah.
You decided to bring in the extra dog.
That's right. We overlooked that. Rob's the one that wanted that second dog.
Since it's bad, though, Rob should be the one that gets to get rid of it.
Agreed.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far.
I think the tide is turning against Rob when it comes to that dog.
I'm on your side still, Rob.
I appreciate it.
It was his.
Somebody is.
I know. So he should be able, now that he's decided that it's not a good fit for their home, he should be able to find a good home for it and not have to defer to her ruling as to what's a good home and what isn't.
I'm about to have to find my own good home.
More on that later.
You're gonna be back living with your cousin this time next year,
but dog free.
Sitting around going, I don't know what I did wrong.
You know what I won't need? I won't need a lint roller no more.
I bet you will, Rob.
Or a baby gate.
The most uncomfortable thing that's ever happened at a funeral. I'm going to tell you the story coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want on the Ace and TJ Family app or wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Today, every company is a technology company, but becoming a fully enabled digital workplace is not easy. That's why you have CompuCom to guide you, a proven leader in managed IT services. They'll do more than just get you ready for today. They'll get you ready for tomorrow. Go to CompuCom.com for details. Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
Join the Stowe Family YMCA for the 2023 Fall Festival Family Game Night. It's a nostalgic night where board games come to life, featuring trunk or treat, arts and crafts, a bounce house, and more. It's Friday, October 27th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Stowe Family YMCA. Get more information at gastonymca.org.
From the Calitrin Studios, Calitrin is the safe and effective way to lose weight. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Noises coming out of you
Every
today.
time we go back on the air,
Gross.
what are you doing?
Ace TJ Prime It's totally free. Get signed up, acetj.com/prime. It's the way to get invited to upcoming live events, win great rewards, win great Ace and TJ prizes. And then we also have Ace TJ Prime Plus, new episode of TJ's political show out yesterday, and new episode of the old stuff coming soon.
Oh, it's out. It just was out yesterday.
It's out yesterday.
That's out yesterday. By the way, if you have our app, got away from me for a little while, but should be a new edition today, an app exclusive on the Ace and TJ family app. 25 years, 25 stories. Story number 2, how we ended up getting Will Ferrell on the show when he was filming Talladega Nights. It's a great story in and of itself. Not just how we got him, but then what it was like when he was here that day.
Yeah, you can only see that on the Ace and TJ family app. So if you don't have it, go get it at acetj.com/app.
Not up yet. It'll be up this afternoon.
Okay, got it. There, TJ was talking about the other day that the is it Gen Z that is saying that Stanley Cups are coming to an end?
Yeah, because old people are scooping them up and little kids.
Old people, little kids, like the two polls, and Gen Z think that's
it's
uncool now, which makes sense. That's kind of the way trends work, I guess. But there's a user on TikTok, or on Reddit. She works at a Starbucks, and she got her hands, because she works there, on one of those limited edition Stanley Cup Starbucks collaborations where they were like red and pink. You saw all the people running through Target trying to get them, acting like literally out of their minds. But she went to her brother's funeral recently, like in the last couple weeks. She had 4 people stop while she was mourning to ask her how she got her hands on the Stanley Cup.
Hang on. Did she have the Stanley Cup with her?
She did.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
There's the problem.
Who takes that to a funeral?
Yeah, she's the problem.
It's not really. She's the problem? Wait a minute. Hold on. Can we find a happy medium here?
No.
She's a problem?
Why is she taking a Stanley Cup like that into a funeral?
Well, probably because
she just wants to flex on everybody so they can see her Stanley Cup.
She's probably dressed as well as she can dress, because it is a funeral, paying her respects, and that's an accessory to her outfit, is what that is.
You're saying she should go unhydrated?
Yeah, leave that in the car. Leave it in the car.
Now she's parched in mourning. Well, no one had that opinion like you guys do. Everyone said, seriously, that's super disrespectful. I'm sorry for your loss.
Who takes a drink to a funeral?
I know, it's not what I would do, but I didn't know if this was in a church. I don't know how other funerals happen.
But they're not wrong. Even if she does take the Stanley Cup, you don't ask her that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems that they can all be wrong.
Yeah.
She's wrong for taking the Stanley Cup in because it's classless, I think. You know, showing off her Stanley Cup at her brother's funeral. Maybe let's make it about your brother and his funeral and not about you got to flex with your Stanley Cup.
You think it's definitely a flex? Like
I think
she's trying to show off?
Yeah, I think so. Because there's plenty of ways to be hydrated and not have to take a whole big Stanley mug in there with you.
Shaking the ice around?
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a beverage with you 24/7. I'm sorry. Yeah, drinking water is good for you, but it's gotten to be like dogs now. You know, you can leave it at home. It is legal for you to leave your beverage at home long enough to go to your brother's funeral.
But if she decides to take it, that should not be what people are chit-chatting with her about.
Yeah, come on.
But it all depends on the conversation.
Look,
if you've been there for a while and y'all are talking and you're trying to lighten the mood, where'd you get your Stanley Cup? Because I've done plenty of things like that at funerals, and I've been to plenty of them where you just like the conversation is of a light nature, so big deal.
But you look at it like if she's taking a Stanley Cup into her brother's funeral, then she shouldn't have a problem with my asking where she got it.
Okay. You're looking for.
She's putting that much importance on it.
Interesting.
Not where you thought this was going to end up.
Not at all.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.